Hello, welcome to the Shift and Serve show. My name is Bri Morrison. If you've been following me for a while, welcome back. If you're brand new to me, guys, I was a broke personal trainer just a few years ago. Fast forward today, I have built a multiple seven-figure business completely online virtually where I'm able to work from wherever, doing whatever I want, setting my own schedule, and most importantly is I am fulfilled. I wake up every single day just so grateful for the women I get to work with and coach and transform. And at this point, I've worked with thousands of different women, over 500 paid clients that have been through our mastermind, our accelerator, where we teach girls how to go from absolutely scratch, $0 to $10,000 months as an online fitness coach. Okay. So that's a little bit of background with me. And this is the first episode of the brand new Shift and Serve show. If you've been following me for a while, my company used to be called Buff and Paid. And here in January 2025, we changed our name to Shift and Serve just because it aligns with the transformation I've gone through and just what our company is really about, which the slogan is shift your mind, serve your people. And Buff and Paid was a really amazing name at the time, like we're Buff and Paid. It was very girl power, girl boss era. And I don't know if you guys are picking up that things are really shifting where it's becoming more and more embraced again for women to just want to be women, to want to be feminine, to want to be at home with our babies, to want to have slow mornings, to want to be able to travel and just have that freedom and flexibility of that virtual lifestyle. Where when I first started out in this online coaching space, I look back now and I can see how my wounds and my trauma and my daddy issues and my mommy issues were what was driving me to get my business off the ground and prove myself and be successful, which might be where you're at right now without even knowing it. That's amazing, right? Because God uses it to get you to take action and move forward, right? But once you kind of get to that place where I had all the financial freedom, I reached all those goals, I was making 6 figures a month, right? When I got to that level, it created this freedom in my life where I finally was like, who am I? I have all this space without working a 9-to-5 job, without, there was no longer this like chaos. And I started to realize, okay, I'm addicted to chaos and I actually feel uncomfortable in my freedom, right? I've made it, but I'm uncomfortable in all this success because what was driving me before was superficial and it was from an ego place and from a pain place. And it led me to getting more and more into mindset work, which is why I've changed my company to Shift and Serve. Because what we care about more now than anything is the internal work. It's the spiritual work. It's the mindset work. It's you are a divine being with a divine path here for a reason. And when you start to stop looking for all of these outside things to validate you and you go within and you shift your internal state, your thoughts and your feelings, and then you show up in service and what can I give versus what can I get, right? So I've been through that transformation and maybe you guys can relate to that. Or right now you're just like, you're that girl, right? That's perfect. You have the perfect body. You've always been a hard worker. You have the successful job, but you're not fulfilled and you want to get into online coaching or just into coaching and speaking and all, sharing your story and your transformation and what you've learned and what you've overcome to get XYZ result. You can now turn around and help other people with that. So that's what's so cool about this business. I talk about it all the time is it's just literally an extension of you and your journey and your experience. So I'm inviting you guys into this first episode of Shift and Serve show, the Shift and Serve show. That's a tongue twister. We might change it to podcast. We'll see. But I like the SSS is that it's just the coming out of the transition from Buff and Paid to Shift and Serve that if you guys have been in Buff and Paid or we're a client or you've been following, we've always been about mindset. Now we're just really branding ourselves in that place of that. If you don't shift internally first, all of these external things you're doing, all of these external results you're going to get are going to leave you empty and unfulfilled. And that's really what we're about is just finding out who are you, what have you been through in your life? What have you overcome? And how can we package those things you did and that transformation you had into a program that you're going to sell for $1,000 or more that's really going to transform people's lives? It's how can you create that type of business that you then can leverage with systems and people and building a team and all of that stuff? Or it can be a very simple business where it's just you showing up on social media and you do everything. But my point is, you can grow a company to whatever level you want. But the most important thing is that you are aligned internally. You are the CEO. You are the founder. You are the creator of anything that's coming from you, right? Whatever content you make, the relationships you build, the programs you create, the courses you create, the content you create, all of this stuff is an extension of you and your journey, okay? So if you're not aligned and you're not shifted internally to be one with your purpose, peace, love, and joy, you're going to be doing all this stuff very reactively, unfulfilled, and not have sustainable results, okay? So just coming out with the name change, Shift and Serve, that's what this episode is about, is just to announce the name change and share why we changed our name, what Shift and Serve is about. So the message is shift your mind, shift your message, so mindset, marketing, and then serve through sales. By serving humanity, the more conversations you have and you instill life in people, whether they buy from you or not, you're in service to humanity. And then serve your people is when you serve the people that have paid you to be in your space, to work with you specifically, to have a transformation because they align with you and your brand and your purpose and your process, right? You guys probably are drawn to me because of my energy, because of my framework, because of what I teach, my consistency, whatever it is, you are going to find those things about yourself and those pillars and those things you talk about and be able to really share your message online. But again, the framework is there. So you have to shift your mind, then you show up in your marketing message and you shift that, and you're always shifting your message and bringing a new perspective to people. And then sales is, again, serving all of humanity. When you're in this space and you're on the phone and you're in the DMs and you're in person, you're in service to all people by just finding out who is that person, what does that person need, what's the pain in their life, what are their goals, how do I have something I can offer them that can bridge the gap and get them where they want quicker, right? And then you're just discovering that. And when you have those sales conversations with a lot of people, you're in service to all people. And that energetically comes back to you with the people that pay you in the serve your people section of Shift and Serve, right? So I know I repeated that a few times, but hopefully it's coming into your mind. Shift your mind, shift your message, serve people, serve your people. That is Shift and Serve. That's what we're all about. So we teach all things mindset, manifestation, quantum physics, meditation, journaling, affirmations, all of the internal spiritual work, nervous system reset, all of that. I'm very into Joe Dispenza, neuroscience, all of that type of stuff. So we'll be talking a lot about that on the show, just mindset work, money relationship, money mindset, and then marketing, how to get better at your content, your writing, how to use AI in this tech AI world that we're in now, sales, how to get better at sales, conversations, sales psychology, how to write sales pages, all of that stuff. And then obviously creating a really good product or program and getting really good customer feedback and really good client results and stuff. Okay. So that's everything we teach here at Shift and Serve. We really focus on helping women that are passionate about fitness start their online fitness coaching program. The framework is the same, whatever type of coach you are, whether it's a dating coach, a relationship coach, a health coach, a business coach, a mindset coach, a life coach, any type of coach. The 4 pillars will apply to that, but we really specialize with fitness, health, and wellness coaches. Okay. So welcome to the show. Stay tuned. We're going to be putting out an episode every single week on Shift and Serve, breaking down those 4 pillars: mindset, marketing, sales, fulfillment. Each week will be something different in each of those pillars, right? So next week will probably be a mindset training. The week after that will be a marketing training. So just stay tuned, and it's just going to be me showing up more and more. I'll open up here eventually about the transformation I've been through the last 2 years with men and dating and just learning a lot about that. And it all comes together, right? this show is going to help you manifest the money, the man, and the muscles. That's what we talk about, the MMM. So, but at the end of the day, as I really honed down on this video, and what I was talking about is none of the man, the muscles, and the money matter if you are internally not aligned and shifted and one with God and clear on your divine purpose and path. That's what we're all about, is a spiritual journey. And that starting and growing an online coaching business is a spiritual path. It's spiritual growth, and it's going to push you to get uncomfortable, but it's going to be exactly the fulfillment that's been missing from your life, right? Okay. So welcome. So excited that you're here. Shift and Serve, baby. We are back on new episodes every single week on YouTube, and then podcasts going out on Apple and Spotify. And I'm just really pumped to be here with you guys. Okay. So Buff and Paid, formerly Shift and Serve. We are live, and I will see you guys on the next episode.